Welcome in, Freddie.
Hey, Franco.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
All right. We got an intimate group, so we'll forego the hand-raising feature, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Hey, Freddie, this is a very unscientific poll here, but watching the Dodgers BP, I think I've seen maybe 2 home runs out of their entire batting practice. What do you think of this place, and is this team as dead as it is looking right now?
Yeah, I mean, I heard about it yesterday that it's kind of a large field dimension-wise, and it's hard for me personally to know because when I hit yesterday, all of my balls went to the shortstop, so I'm not quite sure, but I know some of the guys were hitting some balls to right center that usually are gone, and they weren't going yesterday in BP. But I heard Max Muncy told me that he hit a ball, I think 105, and like the right launch angle, and it made it to like the warning track during the game. So I've heard it's a big field, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see if Ronnie and Marcel can clear a couple.
Freddie, what do you think has allowed Ronald to have so much success in the postseason at a young age? You know, the grand slam, the leadoff homer, this and that. Is there an intangible that allows him to have that kind of success?
I think he just loves the big moment. You could tell, like, the bigger the brights, the bigger the performance Ronnie's going to put on. He's just a special talent that doesn't come around very often. And for him to be doing this at such a young age, it's quite incredible, actually. So I'm glad he has the Atlanta across his chest, and we get to sit on our side and watch him be fantastic. And I think he's going to be setting some records, and not only in the regular season but in the postseason for years to come.
Freddie, as you guys get ready to play these guys this year, how much better do you feel about this team than you did in 2018 when you were facing them in the division series?
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously, that was 2 years ago. We're a whole different team. We're really, really strong. I think 2018, I've said this before, I think we're just excited to make it. You know, we completely flipped the script of our record from 72 and 90 to 90 and 72 in a year. So we were just thrilled. And, you know, this is a completely different story. We got a really good team. You know, obviously we're still missing a piece or two here with Soroka down, but we like our chances. We've been playing really well. Everyone said our starting pitching was going to be our weak link, and that's obviously been the strongest part of this postseason so far. So hopefully, as an offense, we can catch up to our starting pitching and give it a good shot.
Freddie, I know strikeouts and home runs still grab the headlines, but you guys made a couple of defensive plays. When the margins are really small in postseason games, can you talk a little bit about how that part of the game might come into play more than people think?
I think that's going to be the biggest part. You can't give the 28th and 29th outs to the other team. If you can take those away and make them only get 27 outs, you're in good shape. So every out is huge, every strike is huge. So you got to be able to make the plays. You're not going to be raising your ability in the playoffs. It's raising your mind, your focus, and your concentration. That's what you can do. If you try and do more than what you're capable of, it's usually not going to end well for you. So if you can just raise your mind, be concentrating on every pitch, I think that's going to be huge for the game. And you got to make every play because every out is huge. You cannot give outs away.
On the stop that you made, Darren O'Day does what he's supposed to do. He's not watching, he's actually playing. Same with Dansby on the play that Nick made. Whether it's baseball IQ or an acute awareness of where you need to be at a given moment, it obviously played out pretty big.
Yeah, it's big. You know, if I didn't make that play, it's first and third and 2 outs, and you never know. A wild pitch, they score a run, and things get out of control. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, you just got to be making every play, and if you don't make the play, you got to hope your pitchers pick you up because it's going to happen. Errors are going to happen. It's part of the game. There's nothing you can do about that, but you try and make as many as you possibly can, and if you don't make one, the pitchers pick you up. But we've been playing pretty good defense lately, so we're feeling pretty good.
Hey, Freddie, what with Ron Washington coming back to Arlington, I was wondering what impact do you think he's had on the Braves the last couple of years?
I think I have gold on my glove, and that's because of Ron Washington. You know, we do his drills every single day. He's just a fiery presence. He each and every person better. He has so much fun and joy for this game, and it wears off on us. And he just makes you so much better, and you want to get better because he's out there working harder than you are. He really is. He does those drills with every single guy, never, and he wants to do more, hitting ground balls. So Ron, we love him here. He's absolutely fantastic. He's made so many of us that much better.
He's 67.
I know, and he'll be the first one to tell you that no 67-year-old could do what he does.
All right. Thank you very much.
Hey, Freddie, what about fans for the first time? I know your little guy's been out to a few games, but the fact that a lot of Braves fans should be showing up tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I heard about 11,000 people. Right, tickets are available, so it's going to be interesting. You kind of get used to no fans for a couple months, and we've actually had our families here the first couple series, so it's going to be a little different. You might hear some booing for the first time in 3 months. You never know, but we're excited. It's fun. This is what we love to do, is play for the fans and play in front of fans. So we're all excited to see the fans in the stands tomorrow.
Hey, Freddie, Blake Trinan on the Dodgers today called you one of the great players in this game. In my opinion, doesn't get enough credit for what he does. Do you feel that way at all, or does that even matter to you? Or are you cognizant of that?
Well, I mean, I definitely hear other players say they're underrated and all that, but and it definitely it means a lot to me that people view me in that way, that they think I'm good enough to be able to be talked about like that. But it doesn't bother me. I just trying to get a ring. That's all that really matters. But it's very nice that people say nice things about you, and I think that's just because I've been nice to people over the years at first base. So I think they're just saying nice things back.
Thanks, man.
Freddie, I know it's easy because it's Marcel, but can I ask your first year playing with the DH, how much do you like it? And do you think actually hitting in the 2-hole might have been sort of part of that whole equation this year?
I mean, that's the reason I'm hitting in the 2-hole, is because we have a DH. It just doesn't make sense for me to hit in 2-hole if the pitcher's hitting 9th. It doesn't really make sense for us to do that with National League rules. Obviously, having the DH this year worked out huge for us. Marcel, being in the lineup every day and the performance he put up this year. It's hard for me to, like, at the beginning of the year, I'm a National League guy, so it's kind of weird, I like the double switches, the bunts, for the pitchers. There's more into it, but when you have Marcel in the lineup, it kind of changed my thinking a little bit, and all the runs we were scoring and all the opportunities to score more runs. But we'll see. I don't know which way we're going to go next year, but obviously the DH worked out well for us this year.
Hey, Freddie, congrats on everything so far this season. Just one last one on Marcel as well. Just with his overall production, how is he a different hitter, do you think, than he was when you last saw him in the NL East a few years ago with the Marlins?
Well, what he's doing now is what I saw in 2017. Unfortunately, we saw him run around those bases quite a bit against us with the Marlins. So I don't know. The last couple of years in St. Louis, I don't know. That shoulder problem, I think, kind of affected him a little bit. But he's feeling good, feeling healthy, and when you can just have someone like him in the middle of the lineup, he's having fun in the clubhouse, and he's such a joy for all of us. That when you have a good time and you're on a really good team, good things can happen when you're healthy. And I think he's just healthy finally with his shoulder this year, and he's putting up those numbers like he did a couple of years ago.
Thanks,
Freddie. How did your time at El Medina High shape you as a ball player?
Well, it shaped me quite a bit. There's my head coach there, Steve Bernard, is one of the reasons I am the way I am today. My oldest brother was there at El Medina his junior and senior year, and that my mom passed away during that time. So he was absolutely incredible to my brother and my family. And when it was my turn to go to El Medina, he really took me under and helped shape me. I had a bad arm. My arm was hurting for about 2 years, and he made sure to take care of me and get me through that. And My time at El Medina is absolutely, it's hard for me to put in words. I still go back. That's where I hit in the off season on the field. Their head coach now was my assistant coach then when I was there, Josh Kleiner. So a lot of really fond memories of my time at El Medina. And, you know, it's Steve Bernard made me who I am today. He's a special man. And I hope he's watching this because he means a great deal, not only to me, but my whole family.
Freddie, pitching and hitting coaches are a lot like umpires, offensive linemen, referees. The less you talk about them, it seems the better everything is. Can you tell me a little bit about Seitzer this year, now that you guys have had this many years and sort of up and down the lineup, would you see the work being done with him that we don't see anymore?
Yeah, I mean, this year has been completely different, but I've had Seitz and Jose Castro for 6 years now, and unbelievable work ethic. They're here hours before we do. They're watching 3-4 games before of each pitcher's their last 4 games, single pitch. So much time and effort go into what they do to give us the information. It's been a little different this year. We don't have the sit-down team meetings before every game like we have been, but we still have all our information they give us. But he's just a joy, you know. He's going to outwork it. Our whole coaching staff is pretty much Ron Washington. It's just Ron gets a lot of the pub because of how hard he works and what he does on the field with the fielding drills. But Coach Kevin's in the cage doing it just as much, and same with Rick Kranitz and Sal. Everyone is. We have such a great coaching staff, but Seitz and Jose are just so great, and they make sure we're prepared and we have everything we need before we go out onto the field every single day.
And Freddie, Max said, even though it's been 65 games, it feels like 162 plus because of the mental grind. Has it been mentally as stressful as previous years because of what?
Oh, definitely. Especially when you know every pitch means so much when you're in a 60-game schedule. Every game, it's when you're down 4 or 5 runs, you feel the pressure because you need to win that game because you never know if it's going to be that one game that was going to make you miss the playoffs. So it's been a lot. We've gone through a lot when we've been on the road. It's been just a whole different year, but it's felt like a whole year, but we're okay with that. It's been a year that we're never going to forget. So it's been a lot, 65 games, but hopefully we can get 8 more wins.
Okay. Any last ones for Freddie? Freddie, thanks for your time, man.
Thanks, guys.